Last week's episode with Susanna was our final wrap-up for the incredibly talented city of Salt Lake. And what's crazy is we're just scratching the surface. Next stop for the Frame crew, Portland, Oregon, where great style and artistic talent is everywhere. Let's do it. Hello everyone, I'm Melissa New and welcome to Framed. Many photographers purchase backdrops for their studio. There's paper, there's muslin, there's fabric, but what if you actually made your own backdrops? We're gonna take you to a children's commercial photographer who uses her inner creative genius to add the most fantastic details to every shoot. But she doesn't do it alone. She has some very special little helpers. Let's go.
I was totally shy, totally introverted. I was like the fly on the wall. I think I even got like nominated. I don't even know if I went for like most shy. I would do some creative stuff if it was like assigned in school, but I never took art. I took photography in junior high. It was actually after I started staying home with my kids that I was going crazy with nothing to do, and so I just started with decorating the house and doing crafty stuff. And then of course the whole time I'm taking pictures of my kids, and then I started like incorporating, and I don't know, they're just my whole life. I mean, everything that I do is surrounded. That's another reason like I chose this path. I used to do the 9 to 5, and then I had my son. Yeah, that's why you're gonna make me start crying. Cut. Yeah, no, that's why I do like this, and I planned the whole time, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back to work, make good money, da 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 da, and I can't do it. Like, we're struggling, we can't pay the bills, our savings is like going away faster than, but I was like, I can't do it, I can't go back. I actually had a pretty good camera when my son was born. I had like a film Canon SLR. With film it was so hard because you would do these pictures and you'd get something great back and you're like, oh, what did I do? The good ones though, I did print and put up around the house, and we had a play date with a mom from the preschool, and she was looking at me, she's like, oh, who does these? Me. She was so funny because she was like, yeah, with some good processing, these might actually be pretty good. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. I mean, it was literally within like 2 weeks of that I had bought my first digital camera, and the learning curve after that was crazy fast. My business is completely referral. I've never advertised or really marketed or anything. So what was happening was I was getting a lot of clients that I was like, why are you here? Like, they would be like, oh, we want just a plain canvas backdrop, and all of us sitting like, we want a picture like this, and they would show me like last year's JCPenney, and I would be like, okay. And I did it, and it got me a ton of business. I was slammed, but I was getting burnt out, and I was hating photography, which sucked because I love photography. I really came to a point where I was like, I don't think I want to do this. Like, it's just not what I signed up for. So I had taken this break, and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna play with my kids and do whatever strikes my fancy. And I did that, and I put it on my blog, and people went crazy. And I was like, oh, like, they like this stuff. I don't have to do JCPenney pictures. It was a really good reality check to like pull back, and I got really firm in my policies. 1 shoot a week, that's all I'll do. Everything I do is about imagination and play, and but I feel like with what I do with working with kids, it is real moments, because that's what kids are. Like, kids aren't whatever their name is, they're like whatever character they are that day. With kids, you have to be like out there and crazy, and but it's okay because they're kids, right? Like
your set.
Yes.
And you have created magic here. So excited to see you in action with your own kids. This will be amazing because I can't do this.
I'll try not to yell at them too much. So I'm shooting with the 5D Mark II. I shoot with a 5D also. I usually shoot 2 cameras because I shoot with the 85 and the 35. So I wear 2, I double barrel it, and then I just look like a little gunslinger. I always shoot RAW plus JPEG. I edit JPEGs for myself. RAWs I just do because there's some, if I think it's a shoot I might use for commercial usage, some companies like RAW. I'll probably shoot about 1.6. My camera, this particular lens goes down to 1.2, and it's usually sharpest 2 steps up. Like that. Okay, good job.
Take 2.
Take 2. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, that wasn't as far as you could do it. Try one more time. I want you. Oh. You're a goofball. So I just make sure, shoot 2 cameras. I always have to make sure that all the settings are the same, ISO, all that. I once did a shoot with no CF in one of my cameras. That was a bad day. You focus on the eyes, Shannon? Yes, I do. Right here on the eyes. 1, 2, 3. And I always tell the kids, wait for 2 to 3 clicks. I'm like, just because 1 click happened, don't look away. I always have them watch for the shutter to close. So I'm always like, look right in here. You tell me when that black thing closes because I'm not sure if it's working.
Should we think
Just like that. 1, 2, 3. Boobies. Did I make the cameraman laugh too? Oh. Good job.
I just want to real quickly introduce you to our co-host, and it's Nikki, but she goes by something different in her business, so let's talk about that. Who do you want to be known as, and where can we find your work? What is your style?
My business is Nicole W, because I thought it felt a little more sophisticated. But I just can't go by Nicole, so everyone calls me Nikki. My absolute favorite subjects are family, I think because it means so much to me. And so to be able to give a mom pictures of her family as I see them that day, just laughing and having fun and joyous, is, I think it's kind of like a gift. We recently just started a nonprofit called Lens of Hope, and we connect photographers with families who are facing cancer so that they too can just have that document of their family, because it's sometimes giving them time when time's not on their side, and sometimes capturing this joy of this family who has been through so much together. We have a fantastic team that we have started with, about 10 photographers who have gotten on board, but the requests are just coming in. It's grown really quickly, and there's such a huge need that we're definitely looking for photographers who have a lot of experience working with families and who have built a really solid portfolio. My personal site is NicoleW.com, and then Lens of Hope is just lensofhope.org. So Emmy, your mom always styles you amazingly well. Are you as much of a little fashionista as your mom is?
No, not really.
No. Do you like the clothes she puts on you?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. So where did these clothes come from?
These are Zozobuck. She made them just for our Valentine's shoot. Yeah, and then we have the Gracie Lou hat too that we're gonna put on her in just a second. Okay, yeah, I need to go for the scissors. Nobody's
look
talking
great
to me.
I don't really like having pictures taken of me. I mean, if it was like video, I'd be fine with it, but like pictures, my mom's a good photographer, just.
So what do you think about your mom's job?
I like it. I do photography myself, except videos. I have my own YouTube account.
Woohoo! Very cool. Do you have any advice for kids who have moms who are photographers?
Try to talk it into giving you money.
So, Lens of Hope.
See you.
And look at him and say, that's a wrap.
Yeah,
Right,
say
yeah.
that's a wrap. That's awesome.
It's a wrap. Wrap, I tell you.
So now that this shoot is completed, what do you do next photo-wise as far as post-processing is concerned?
Okay, so I can actually do a shoot and edit it in the same day, which is the best feeling in the world.
That's amazing.
To get that off your plate and be able to move on to the next project.
Yeah.
Get it ready, go.
The life of moms and photographies.
Yeah.
I think that's great. So let's go do some posts.
Sounds good.
Cool.
So I just go through and bridge, and there's shortcuts. If you go under the label button right here, there's your select, your second, and your approved, and it'll show you the little shortcuts. I use the shortcuts. I just thumb through the images and mark the ones that I want to keep as a green.
You mark it with your shortcuts.
Yeah, I'm just using star 8 is green. If I'm a maybe, or sometimes if it's like a great shot and I really want to like work 2 images, you know, like do a little head swapping or whatever, I'll mark it with a command 7, which is a yellow, and that just tells me, okay, those 2 images need to be opened together. Then once I've selected them all, I'll just pull up the ones I've chosen. So that's all I have to look at in Bridge, and then I just open them individually, one by one, in Photoshop. That's the first thing I do, is I'll just go in and crop an image however I want it to look. And then I run, first thing I do is I run a defog action, which I actually just made myself. It's just an unsharp mask. And I use primarily Flourish actions, which is Nicole V. I use her Essential Color Pop on virtually every image that I edit. I use her indoor on everything, even though I'm like a 95% natural light shooter, and you would think use her outdoor. Her outdoor has like a magenta hue, and I tend to like the warmer, so I always use her indoor. This studio is set up so fantastically for natural light. I do use studio light every once in a while. People ask me all the time, they'll be like, oh, I want to know about your studio lighting. Here's my secret.
It's a big window.
It's a big window with white floors and white walls all the way around.
So you've got a natural reflector right here.
Yeah, and that's why like I was telling you, I shoot in this end so much, even if I'm putting up paper and putting up different backdrops, just because of the reflection all around. Nicole's actions and MCP's actions actually do the same thing. Each step that it does, it stops and it lets you adjust. I know this one so well, because I've done it so long. I usually let it run through because it keeps everything in layers. And I automatically know with my processing what I do. I always turn off the color saturation. There goes the balloon.
And it's good to keep it in layers because you can, when it's flattened, you can adjust each of their actions. So that's good to buy actions that are adjustable.
Yes, and I love that, because I have my definite, like if you were to leave all of her layers on, it's a totally different photo. It has the poppier, the bright greens and the like fluorescent pinks, and that's not, my look's a little bit more subdued. So I always turn off the saturation, and sometimes I'll even turn down the pop, just because the pop, see how it kind of makes it. And I always turn on the warmer, because like I was saying, I like that warmer feel. But her actions are so great. That's basically all I do. I was saying, you know, for every hour I shoot, maybe 2 hours of editing. It's a very quick process that I go through so quickly. Turn down the vignette sometimes.
But turn down the vignette using the opacity.
Yeah, I'll just turn it down to whatever I like. But that's it. I mean, that's the image that I would show on my blog. I feel like you can approach photography 2 ways. You can approach it like a business and be amazing at it and great clients and make great money, and not to say you can't take great pictures at the same time, but I really feel like there's 2 avenues that you kind of either have to be, okay, I'm going to treat this as a business, or I'm going to treat this as my passion and my hobby and not care as much about the business side. And that's what I personally had to do. At the end of the day, if everybody went away, I would still be doing it. And so I think at that point you're successful, no matter if people are telling you you're great or not. Do whatever you love, and good things will follow. Yeah. I love it. I'm Shannon Sewell, and I've been framed. Is that good? What up?
Shannon, you're amazing. It was such a pleasure watching you with your sweet kids. What's cool is that she has her kids at home helping her with the crafts and ideas for her upcoming shoots. So Shannon has found a very brilliant way to juggle her business with her family. And Nikki, I love what you're doing with your Lens of Hope. Make sure y'all check it out and support her cause. And next week, a celebrity photographer takes us to the top of the city, and he has moves you've never seen. It's time for another giveaway. Go to frameshow.com for the details.